Okay, so get this. You are about to ignore another message. Your thumb hovers over the keyboard, your heart pounds, then relief washes over you as you vanish without a trace. If your brain treats a text reply like a threat to survival, what does that reveal about your psychology? Why do so many of us keep disappearing when we swear we will not? Spoiler, that noble story is probably a rationalization. We'll come back to why this feels like a relief. It is the abrupt, unexplained end of all communication, often in moments when clarity would hurt less than silence. Picture the classic scene: a conversation that seemed fine yesterday, then today, nothing. No reply, no closure. In dating, it's the match who disappears mid conversation. In friendships, it's the friend who stops answering, leaving shared plans to rot in the group chat. The pain is not just emotional, it's physiological. The urge to ghost is widespread. Women ghost slightly more often than men, and relief is the most common emotion reported by ghosters. 91% of women and 80% of men say they feel better after cutting contact. The numbers suggest a moral puzzle. If ghosting feels so good for the sender and so bad for the recipient, what is happening beneath the surface? The answer is not in etiquette, it is in psychology, and it's about to get uncomfortable. You just want the discomfort to stop. That is why ghosting can feel so good in the moment. Even though the logic is about as sophisticated as running from your shadow, your brain in its infinite wisdom has decided that a 30-second chat is a threat to your existence. Evolution is great for escaping wild animals and slightly less helpful for modern dating. This pain avoidance, the response is automatic. For many, though, the urge to disappear is simply biology doing what it does best: protecting you. Whether you need it or not, attachment theory offers a kind of blueprint for who is likely to ghost and who is likely to get ghosted. People with avoidant attachment styles, those who learn early on that closeness comes with strings, or it may be even danger, are the ones most likely to disappear when things get real. Ghosting is not just a bad habit, it is a default strategy for keeping distance and control. It is not calculated cruelty. What it is a learned response to protect themselves from vulnerability. It feels like relief. And yes, that relief is usually temporary. On the other side, anxious attachment makes people more likely to chase connection, sometimes even to the point of overwhelming their partner. They are the ones that keep the conversation going, check for new responses, and try to repair any hint of distance. Ironically, this intensity can trigger avoidance to retreat even further, setting up a cycle where the anxious person gets ghosted and the avoidant person feels relief. Studies constantly find avoidant individuals are significantly more likely to ghost, while the anxious types are more likely often left in the dark. It is a push and pull dance that plays out again and again. Two people acting out old patterns, one disappearing, the other one left refreshing the chat window. Enter the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. No, these are not just buzzwords. They are measurable personality traits, and they show up in ghosting research with uncomfortable frequency. People high in narcissism tend to see others as replaceable. When the thrill is gone or the attention fades, they vanish without a second thought, convinced just their comfort matters. Most Machiavellian types treat ghosting as social time management. Why bother with awkward endings when you can disappear and keep your options open? But the strongest link is with psychopathy. Psychopathic traits, such as low empathy, emotional coldness, make it genuinely easier to cut someone off without a flicker of guilt. Now, for serial ghosters, it's not about avoiding pain, it is about sidestepping inconvenience. If you claim you ghost to protect someone's feelings, that is probably a rationalization, not a diagnosis. But if disappearing is your go to move, it might be time to ask, what exactly are you avoiding besides other people's feelings? For some, ghosting is less about strategy and more about survival. Nearly 3 in 1 people who ghost say mental health struggles, especially depression, make social interaction feel impossible. It's not malice or indifference, it's running on empty where even a simple reply feels like climbing a mountain. When depression takes over, the brain's capacity for confrontation collapses. Avoidance becomes the only escape from overwhelm, not a calculated move to hurt someone, but relief is temporary. Each time ghosting brings that brief sense of calm, it reinforces the urge to disappear the next time things get hard. That's how a coping mechanism turns into a habit, and the cycle doesn't end there. 67% of people who've been ghosted go on to ghost others, passing along the same confusion and pain. What started as a way to protect yourself quietly spreads, turning avoidance into a social norm. This isn't just habit, it's your mind dodging discomfort before you've even decided what to say. The urge to disappear is a signal, not a command. Catching it in real time gives you a split second of choice. Sometimes that's all it takes to break the cycle. There is a way to end things that does not require vanishing like a magician. One line sent one does the job. Say this: I've enjoyed getting to know you, but I do not feel we're a good match for a relationship. That is it. No explanation marathon, no debate. Research on breakup communication shows that direct, brief messages reduce rumination and help both sides move on faster. If your brain is screaming for the exit, this script gives you a parachute: low drama, high clarity, and just enough closure to avoid the ghosting spiral. The hardest part is hitting send if the urge to disappear feels overwhelming. Even one slow breath can interrupt the cycle. Sometimes the bravest move is reaching out for support, whether that's a friend or a helpline or a therapist. There's no prize for handling it alone, and there's no shame in needing backup. When your brain's threat alarm won't shut off, ghosting isn't just about digital silence. It's a mirror for how we handle discomfort, empathy, and connection in the age of infinite options. As technology keeps lowering the cost of disappearing, the real challenge is whether we'll choose avoidance or actually show up for each other. It's your move. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more.